Hey there, we're here to do an episode review of one of my favorite shows, and the episode was entitled Silence, and the series is the following. I've been following the show since the beginning. Didn't try that, but actually came out that way. and been enjoying it. So this is the first time that my son has seen any of the second season.
Yeah,
he watched a lot of the
episode
first
I
one.
watched was I think like the second or third episode of the first season.
Yeah, so you got to catch up
the
again.
first three in bulk, I believe.
Because it was crazy good.
Yeah,
And we really enjoyed the show. So we're into the second season. This is going to be spoilerific, so go and watch the episode before you watch this review. Joe Carroll's getting to his master plan now. Basically, Joe hates religion, and he wants to prove a point, but his point doesn't get proven in the episode. In actuality, it works against his plan. Kind of works against him. There's some amazing things that happen in this episode, and at the end, it makes you want to see the next episode immediately. We had a major death in this episode, so we're going to talk about the death first. We're going to get that out of the way because that's the big thing. A character that's been there since the beginning of the show. One of my favorite characters and my crush for the following was Emma, and she was all kinds of crazy in a good way. And she finally meets her maker at the beginning. People have been dying left and right this season of the following. They've been killing off major characters. I was really shocked when the girl died 2 episodes ago. I was majorly shocked when they killed off Lily in the last episode. And they amped it up more by killing off Emma. And you kind of don't know where they're going to go. We know somebody else is possibly dead. It ended... Well, let's go back first.
I haven't seen this since season 1, episode 3. And one of my favorite characters, Emma, dead as hell.
Yeah.
She got completely destroyed.
But in a good death. You got to say it was a good.
I was hoping she would have lived because there could have been more to that, honestly. But I suppose it could swing the way. I don't know how. I don't know how Joe will react to learning that.
Well, Emma's gone. Where? It's been a natural progression for Emma to go out like that, because she came in as the first time we see Emma. She's the nanny of I forgot what's the character's name. Claire's actually Claire's son, and she kidnaps Claire's son to bring to Joe. Yeah. And of course that's how this whole thing starts in the first place.
She makes some reference to that before her death. She talks about how she's grateful to Claire for that, and that it was some of the happiest time of her life. But it's come back, and she's
it is
the
crazy.
same episode. She's dead.
You knew she was going to die, so
I was hoping she wouldn't, but she did.
It had to be her or Claire, and I was kind of hoping for Claire. Claire's death would have made sense because Ryan does have another girlfriend now.
Yeah, it's true.
He has kind of moved on.
That would have been good to see how Joe would react to.
And also to get away from the Joe. If Joe's dying this season, if they're going with the third season. No, that's done already. But if they're going without the Joe character, then maybe it's time to cut the ties with this character and bring in somebody new. They started to bring in the character of Lily, who was a female serial killer that had a family of serial killers.
Yeah, we got the twins now.
Adopted. The twins are. I love the twins.
Which came up at the end with just after Emma died.
That's one actor. He's the guy that played the young psychopath in the 8th season, last season of Dexter.
I could see them going on to be what's next, but I don't know if they have the same charisma or momentum as Joe. So
I don't know. They have a great charisma, but I'm not sure if they could anchor a show. Joe was very charismatic. James Purefoy is charismatic.
Emma actually. I liked Emma. I would have liked her to follow on after that. 'Cause I fully expected stuff in the church to go down with Joe.
Lily would have been a great choice. But right now, they're going to have to go somewhere really different with it. And there's things they can do. They can flip people's characters. There's been mirrors in Joe's reactions and in the reactions of Kevin Bacon's character. Yeah. So I don't know if they go there, but that's a very dark place to go if they end up going.
Yeah.
They turn his character.
There's references in this episode specifically to how similar they were.
That's shown all throughout. This whole second season is about the similarities between Joe and Ryan Hardy. But
we're talking about is probably the ending.
The death of the priest was shocking. I kind of thought he was going to be a bad guy. He seemed like he was kind of opportunistic, kind of sleazy. But in the end of the day, he was actually a pretty forced religious metaphor.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that some of the people behind the show are it's kind of religious because it does have a religious connotation to it. He dies a martyr.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And Joe, that's what Joe's looking for right now. His death is fake death at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
Gave him kind of a martyrdom that caused this whole other cult to come out in the first place.
Yeah.
So now we're coming about this, and Joe's taking over another religious cult that he killed the leader of.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, like, basically Joe doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
But the thing is, well, Joe was ready to go and Claire was dead. Will Joe still be ready to die now that Claire's still alive?
Yeah.
Are we going to see a third season of Joe Carroll? And how are they going to do it? I mean, we've seen him do the Edgar Allan Poe cult. That was great. We see him kind of find his way again at the beginning of the second season. It's kind of, and then we see him get into the religious cult and kind of make his way in and take over that and kind of like twist the meaning of what he thinks religion is.
Yeah.
And where do you go from that? I mean, those are pretty much the biggest cult-wise you can get. The only thing they can have is somehow reform. They're going to have him run for president of the United States, because what do you do at this point?
Yeah.
Does he take over a country or somewhere in the Middle East or something like that, or some like
Kinda
little
like
Hawaiian
the,
country type thing?
The Joker storyline, Death of the Family, where he becomes the ambassador.
Yeah, I mean, because Joe has gotten that powerful that, there's you either got to kill him and start over, or you've got to make some big change.
Yeah.
Something really different.
But the big cliffhanger thing at the end there.
The big cliffhanger, I wanted to get to that at the end, was that Joe...
My other favorite character.
Yeah,
what's
Mike
his
Weston.
name again?
Mike Weston.
Mike Weston. Played by, I had to check this up, not the guy who plays Jimmy Olsen, but his brother, the guy who plays
Yeah, the
Iceman.
The twins. Aaron Ashmore.
He was in Smallville as the character Eric something, Leach, pretty much. I like him. I like his work a lot, and I like that character.
Was he in Frozen? Or was that his brother?
Was he in Frozen? Let me check.
Frozen, the horror movie, by the way, not the
Yeah,
animated
it was him in Frozen.
Okay, yeah.
That
and
horror movie
Hatchet,
scared
too.
me.
Yeah,
Frozen's
that was
awesome,
one of the most
yeah.
disturbing horror movies of all time.
But
he was my other favorite character, and he...
maybe dead. We don't know.
Yeah, he had
The
a
gun was to his
It was
head.
3, 2, 1, and then
A shot rang out.
shot, and
But a shot rang out with total darkness, so we don't know until the end of the episode, until the beginning of the next episode, who's dead. And I'm kind of hoping it's not Mike. I could
Yeah, I like
actually see Ryan Hardy going before Mike. I could see Mike anchor. Mike is at the point where he can anchor the show.
Yeah.
Definitely anchor the show.
we were also... to be fair, there was technically a third thing that was going on there. We did hear a shot, but Claire was also with the two people. That probably won't come into it, but
That is also that's not good. We did
Yeah.
all we know is that it went black and a shot rang out.
there were 3 people in places where they could have
I'm
died.
kind of hoping that it's Ryan Hardy and he shot at, didn't kill, but shot at Joe, or Ryan Hardy went out and got shot, is not dead.
Yeah.
But
That could work.
I want Mike left alive.
Yeah.
They killed off a lot of my favorite characters last season. They killed off most of my favorite characters this season, and they killed off my favorite serial killers this season, except for Joe. So and I like the twins. I think they do. They have a nice stick out of me there. Oh man. I love the fact that one of the twins can't face death, and that when they murder people, they actually prop them up and actually act out like on this little play acting scene, where they kind of like pretend to be a family.
That's really
And they did this with the person that they took.
Yeah.
But the guy, one of them that's more grounded in reality, so to speak, he gets that death is there. And he kind of, Lily's dead, all this stuff. But I'm not sure, is Lily really dead? Will they go there? They've had characters die before. So
I wish that quotations die could be for Emma, because she was awesome.
Emma had a definitive death.
That was a
Lily
very
got
definitive
shot
death.
in the chest 3 times, and that there's a way through that. I mean, she could have a thing on. They could have been other reasons there.
Emma got stabbed like 2 times with a knife.
She fell in the
out
window.
and then staked through the heart.
Yeah, she was like a vampire. She went. Anyway, I got to give this. For me, this is a solid 9.5 for this episode. I love the death. The priest cutting his own throat was an awesome scene. I think me and my little girl wince over here just a tiny bit. Me too. I loved it though. But not in a sick way, but in an interesting.
Loved it.
I love the way the priest cut his throat and all. What do you think, Matt?
I thought it was awesome, except obviously Emma death saddened me, and the possible Mike Weston death is
Give it a rating.
But it was good. It was made me want to watch the next episode, at least to find out what's going on there.
Kabang. You like it?
Yeah, I feel like you messed me up.
I think Matthew's girlfriend Jenny kind of turned away from the screen a couple times. She was watching. Just saying. But I think overall it was a pretty good show. One more episode for this season, then we're going into episode. We're going into season 3 afterwards. Bates Motel is almost ended. I'm just going to watch that one right now. I don't like where they're going with Bates Motel right now. I do not like the idea of Norman Bates possibly being the killer. It's way too early to take him in that direction. You have to allude to it, but you don't go to it yet. Thanks for watching. If you haven't watched The Following, it gets a lot of crap, but I think it's a really great show. I really enjoy it. And for me right now, since I haven't any caffeine in the last 45 minutes, it's obviously time for tea.
Praise Joe.